You close the garage door and stand still for a moment. The smell of motor oil, old wood, tools that need nothing from you. Nobody is calling your name. Nobody needs an answer. For a few minutes, the world outside that door stops existing. You are not hiding. At least, that isn't how you would describe it, but you did close the door. Men have been disappearing into garages for as long as garages have existed, and most people think they know why. He wants space. He needs quiet. He's avoiding something. But what if two men can spend the same amount of time in the same garage and be there for completely different reasons? Because over time, most men move through 5 different levels of disappearing into the garage. And by the end of this video, you'll probably know exactly which one you're living. Level 1. The reset. You had a difficult day, a long meeting, a stressful conversation, hours of pretending to be okay. So you walk into the garage, you pick up a tool, you move things around. You tighten something that didn't really need tightening. The task isn't important. The quiet is. Nothing in the garage requires emotional energy. The shelves don't need answers. The tools don't need reassurance. For 20 minutes, your nervous system gets to stop performing. Then you go back inside. You feel lighter. You feel like yourself again. At this level, the garage is a reset button. You visit it. You don't need it. But think about this for a second. When was the last time nobody needed anything from you? For some men, the garage is the only answer. Level 2. The pressure valve. Eventually something changes. You stop going there after bad days. You start going there after ordinary days. Work follows you home. Messages never stop. Responsibilities pile up. You spend the entire day responding to other people. The garage becomes less of a choice and more of a necessity. Your family learns the routine. Give him an hour. He'll be okay afterward. At level 1, you go because you want to. At level 2, you go because you need to. And here's the strange question. If the garage disappeared tomorrow, where would all that pressure go? Many men honestly don't know. Level 3. The kingdom. This is when the garage starts becoming yours. You improve the lighting, you organize the shelves, you buy the workbench, you create systems. Everything has a place. To other people, this can seem unnecessary. Why spend hours arranging tools? Because outside the garage, very little stays organized. Plans change, people change, problems return. You put the wrench away. It's there tomorrow. Inside the garage, effort still produces results, and after years of adult life, that feeling becomes surprisingly rare. Rare enough to be worth protecting. Level 4. The silent room. At this level, the room stays the same. The man changes. He is the husband, the father, the provider, the manager, the person everyone depends on. For years he carries the weight because that's what he does. But some thoughts have nowhere to go. He doesn't want to worry his family. His friends don't talk about these things. His children need him to stay strong. So the garage becomes the conversation he cannot have. He works because movement keeps the thoughts at a distance. He fixes things because some things cannot be fixed. He stays another hour because he genuinely does not know where else to put the weight. And sometimes the quietest room in the house contains the loudest thoughts. Think about the men you know. How many of them look perfectly fine? How many of them are carrying things nobody sees? Level 5. The second life. At the final level, the garage stops being somewhere you go. It becomes somewhere you belong. This version of him laughs easier, works longer, feels more capable, feels useful, feels needed. Friends stop by. Projects appear. Skills are learned. Time disappears. And somewhere along the way, the garage becomes identity. Sometimes this happens after retirement. Sometimes after the children move out. Sometimes after years of responsibility slowly replace the person underneath it. The garage gives something back. Purpose, competence, autonomy. A place where effort still matters. And here's the question that changes everything. If one room is where you feel most like yourself, what does that say about every other room in your life? Because by this point, the garage isn't an escape. It's a return to quiet, a return to competence, a return to the version of yourself that still makes sense. When you step back, the garage never changed. Only the need changed. People often see a man disappear into his garage and assume he's avoiding life. But avoidance means running away from something. Many men are doing something else entirely. They're returning to purpose, to quiet, to a version of themselves they still recognize. At level 1, the door closes for 20 minutes. At level 5, an entire identity may be waiting on the other side. Same garage, same silence, same man, different reason. So, now I'm curious. Which level are you? 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5? Let me know in the comments. And if these kinds of observations about men, purpose, identity, and the hidden psychology of everyday life interest you, subscribe. Because sometimes the smallest rooms in our lives tell us the biggest things about ourselves.